Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Hello, great to be here.
Today we're doing something really practical, I think. We're looking at a whole bunch of advanced English phrases and idioms.
That's right, pulled from the excellent YouTube channel English with Kayla. And honestly, there are loads, over 178.
Wow, 178, that's a lot.
It is. But they're super useful for everyday chat. This isn't, stuffy academic language. It's how people actually talk.
Exactly. Stuff for reactions, descriptions, giving advice, all sorts of things. It's like a shortcut to sounding, well, more natural, more nuanced.
And that's our goal for you listening today, isn't it? We want to go beyond just like dictionary definitions.
Right. We want to unpack them, figure out the context, how you can use them effectively.
Make your English more confident, more colorful, move past the textbook stuff.
So think of us as your guides today. Oh, and before we really get started, if you're enjoying this kind of content and want more great English learning resources, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's a fantastic channel.
Definitely worth checking out. Okay, shall we jump into the first one?
Let's do it. First up is, well, it's written here as, sing someone. You use this expression to say, you almost caught up to them, I'm right on your tail. The core phrase seems to be, I'm right on your tail.
Ah, okay, right on your tail. Yeah, the image is pretty clear there, isn't it?
Yeah, like following really closely.
Exactly. Imagine you're in a race, or maybe just walking behind someone, and you're super close, right behind them.
So the tail is like the very back end.
Precisely. So I'm right on your tail means you're immediately behind, closing the gap. It could be literal, like in a chase.
Or figurative.
Or figurative, yeah, like in a competition at work, or maybe even just catching up on a project. It means you're very, very close, almost there.
Okay, got it. Paints a good picture. Next one is also quite visual. White as a ghost.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic. You hear that one a lot.
And it means someone looks really pale. Right.
Extremely pale, like all the colors just drain from their face. The comparison is, well, to how ghosts are usually shown, pale, white, sort of spectral.
What makes someone turn white as a ghost? Usually shock.
Often, yeah. Big shock or sudden intense fear. Kayla uses the example of someone finding out about an unexpected pregnancy.
Ah, okay. That sudden, maybe slightly terrifying news could definitely do it.
You can just imagine the reaction, but it's not only shock or fear.
No, what else?
It can also happen if someone feels really sick, like just before they're about to throw up, maybe.
Oh, right. That sudden nausea can make you lose color fast.
Exactly. So it's a strong visual indicator that something's up, either emotionally, like shock, or physically, like feeling ill.
Makes sense. Okay, sticking with the color white, what about a white lie?
White lies. Interesting territory.
Feels like most people tell them sometimes.
Probably. A white lie is basically a small, usually insignificant lie. The key thing is the intention behind it.
So not meant to be malicious.
Generally, no. It's usually told to avoid hurting someone's feelings, or maybe to avoid causing offense, or just to make a social situation less awkward.
Kayla's example was good, saying you have work to do, instead of just saying you don't want to go out for dinner with a friend.
Right. You tell the small lie about work to avoid the potentially hurtful truth that you just want a quiet night in. It smooths things over.
But is it always okay?
Well, that's the debate, isn't it? Some people feel any lie is wrong, no matter how small or well-intentioned.
Like honesty is always the best policy. Full stop.
Exactly that view. But then others argue that white lies are, socially necessary sometimes. A kind of social lubricant to avoid unnecessary conflict or minor hurts.
It's tricky. Depends on your perspective, I guess.
And maybe the culture, too. Some cultures might rely on them more than others to maintain harmony.
That's a good point.
Oh.
Okay, let's shift from little lies to jobs and crime. Still with white, we have white-collar job and white-collar crime.
Right, so here, white-collar acts like a category marker. A white-collar job refers to professional work, usually in an office setting.
Like admin, management, finance.
Exactly. Things that don't typically involve manual labor. The image comes from, historically, professionals wearing white dress shirts.
Contrasting with blue-collar for manual work.
Precisely. And white-collar crime builds on that. It's about nonviolent, financially motivated crimes.
Like embezzlement.
Fraud.
Yep. Insider trading, things like that, crimes happening within that professional financial sphere rather than, say, street crime.
And getting a white-collar job is often a big goal for people going into higher education.
Absolutely. It often represents stability, a certain career path, maybe upward mobility. It's tied into a lot of societal aspirations.
Okay, interesting connection. Now let's look at a pattern. Verbed out.
This is a useful one. Very informal, but common.
So you take a verb, add, ee, then add out. What does it mean?
It means you're completely exhausted or totally done with doing that action, usually because you've done way too much of it. Kaylee used hiked out.
Yeah, imagine you've been hiking all day, up and down mountains, totally exhausted. You are hiked out. You don't want to hike anymore, at least not right now.
And studied out.
Same idea. You've crammed for an exam for hours. Your brain feels like mush. You just can't absorb any more information. You're studied out.
So it's like reaching your absolute limit with something.
Exactly. You've had your fill. You're totally worn out from it.
Got it. Okay, next phrase. To tie someone over.
This one's about providing temporary help.
How so?
It means giving someone just enough of something, maybe money, food, resources, to help them manage for a short time until a more permanent solution arrives. It's a temporary fix.
Like bridging a gap.
Perfectly put. Kaylee gives 3 really clear examples. First, lending someone a little money to tie them over until payday.
Addresses the immediate need, but doesn't solve the underlying issue long term.
Right. Second, giving someone a snack to tie them over until dinner.
Stops them being starving right now.
And third, giving someone a book to read to tie them over when they're bored and have nothing else to do.
A temporary distraction.
Yeah.
So it's always about short-term relief.
Exactly. Just enough to manage until the main thing arrives or the bigger problem is solved.
Okay. Next, work your magic. This sounds kind of flattering.
It can be. It's usually a polite, maybe slightly indirect way to ask someone to do something.
How does the magic part come in?
It often implies that you trust their special skill, their ability, maybe even their influence to get the job done, like they have a secret touch.
So you're appealing to their expertise.
Yeah. Kayla's first example is asking someone to work their magic to get a better price. It's a bit cheeky, maybe slightly manipulative, asking them to use their negotiation skills.
Yeah. Okay. But it's not always like that.
No, not always. Her second example is asking for help cleaning and saying, work your magic. There, it's more like, I trust you to do a good job, however you do it.
So it can just be a vote of confidence, too.
Definitely. It's a nice way to show you trust their abilities without micromanaging.
I like that. Okay, next, a very practical term. A hard copy.
Still relevant, even with everything digital. A hard copy is just a physical, printed version of something on paper.
As opposed to a file on a computer or phone.
Exactly. It's the tangible version.
Why might you need one?
Well, maybe for easier reading, sometimes you need to physically sign something, or perhaps you need to share it with someone who doesn't have easy digital access.
And Kayla mentioned renting a hard copy book.
Yeah, meaning a physical book from the library, not an e-book or audiobook. It just reinforces that hard copy means the real paper thing.
Clear distinction. Okay, now for learning quickly, a crash course.
Ah, yes, the intensive learning experience.
So it's short, focused, and aims to teach the basics fast.
Pretty much. It's designed to get you up to speed on the fundamentals of something in a very compressed amount of time. Speed and essentials are key.
When might you take one? Kayla mentioned a few scenarios.
Right. Starting a new job is a common one. You might get a crash course on company procedures.
Or maybe going to a new university, needing a quick foundation.
Yeah, or deciding to learn a language quickly before a trip. Get the survival phrases down.
So it's not about deep expertise, more about getting functional fast.
Exactly. A solid working understanding delivered quickly.
Got it. Next, give someone a head start.
This one means giving someone an advantage right at the beginning.
Letting them start early, or giving them something helpful up front.
Yes, exactly. Positioning them ahead of others from the outset.
Kayla mentioned the Head Start program in the U.S.
Right, the government program for preschool kids from lower-income families. The whole idea is to give them early learning experiences to provide that head start before they enter a regular school.
So it levels the playing field a bit, gives them an early advantage.
That's the concept, and it applies more broadly, too. Giving someone extra time or key information early, that's giving them a head start in a competition or project.
Okay, now expressing gratitude. Thank you for going to the trouble.
Ooh, this is a nice, polite one. Very considerate.
It sounds like you're acknowledging their effort.
Precisely. You're saying thank you, but also specifically recognizing that what they did took extra effort, maybe it was inconvenient for them, or required them to go out of their way.
Kayla's grandmother example was lovely cooking, even when told not to.
Yeah, it shows appreciation for that extra care and effort, but it can also be used slightly differently.
How so?
You can sometimes say it before someone does something as a way of suggesting they don't need to do it if it's a lot of bother, like, oh, please don't go to the trouble.
Ah, so it can be preemptively considerate too.
Exactly. Acknowledging the potential effort involved.
Versatile phrase. Okay, next. It went in one ear and out the other. I feel like I say this about my kids sometimes.
Uh-huh. Yes, it's very common. It means someone didn't listen, or they heard it but immediately forgot it.
Like the information just passed straight through without registering.
That's the perfect image. It didn't stick at all.
And Kayla mentioned it often comes up in relationships with frustration.
Definitely. Feeling like your partner, for example, just doesn't retain what you tell them. Like they weren't really paying attention or didn't think it was important enough to remember.
Yeah. Implies a lack of real listening or engagement.
Exactly.
Okay, next. One thing led to another. This feels like an explanation for getting sidetracked.
It often is. It describes how a small initial action kind of snowballs, leading you to spend more time or do more things than you originally intended.
Like a chain reaction you didn't quite plan.
Perfect way to put it. Kayla's examples were classic, meaning to watch one YouTube video and suddenly an hour has passed.
Been there.
Or starting a small cleaning task and ending up reorganizing the whole room.
Also been there.
And she pointed out it's often used when you feel slightly guilty, right?
Yeah, like eating one cookie and then one thing led to another and the box is empty.
Exactly. It's a slightly sheepish way to explain how things escalated unexpectedly.
Very relatable. Okay, next phrase. From soup to nuts. Sounds culinary.
It has culinary origins, yeah. It comes from the idea of a full, multi-course meal, starting with soup and ending with nuts or dessert.
So it covers the whole experience.
Precisely. The idiom means doing something completely, thoroughly from the very beginning to the very end, covering every single aspect. Total coverage.
Kayla's wedding planner example, handling everything from soup to nuts.
Means they managed every single detail, start to finish. Or a project manager overseeing construction from soup to nuts, involved in everything from groundbreaking to final checks.
So it emphasizes comprehensiveness.
Absolutely. The full package, nothing missed.
Got it. Now for interpersonal stuff. Let's just get to know each other.
A very natural phrase usually suggests taking things slow and forming a connection.
Like not rushing into anything serious.
Exactly. It could be in dating, signaling friendly intentions first. Or even in business, wanting to understand each other before forming a partnership.
So it sets a pace, manages expectations.
Yeah, it signals a desire to build a foundation of familiarity and understanding before jumping to conclusions or commitments. It's about taking time.
Makes sense. Okay, next. To go to town. This sounds energetic.
It really does. It means doing something with a lot of energy, enthusiasm, maybe even extravagance, often without much restraint.
Like really letting loose on something.
Exactly. Kayla contrasted kids politely opening one present versus being allowed to go to town on all their gifts, tearing into them with wild excitement.
Ah, that visual works perfectly. Unrestrained energy.
Yep, full throttle, no holding back.
Okay, a short one next. You name it.
Very useful. It's a concise way to say a place has a huge variety of things, basically anything you could possibly think of in that category.
Like the list is too long to even bother starting.
Pretty much. Kayla's example, a store that sells everything. What do they sell? Oh, you name it. Implies a vast selection.
Conveys comprehensiveness quickly.
Exactly. Whatever you're thinking of, we probably have it.
Okay, now personal preference. To my liking or for my liking. Is there a difference?
Functionally, no. Both mean according to your personal taste or preference. Kayla pointed out they're used pretty interchangeably in everyday English.
So this coffee is a bit too sweet for my liking is the same as to my liking.
Yep, exactly the same meaning. It just comes down to personal habit, which preposition you use. Both signal it doesn't quite meet your preference.
Good to know. They're flexible.
Oh.
Okay, next one sounds a bit secretive. The coast is clear.
Haha, it does have that vibe, doesn't it? Like spies communicating.
But it's used normally, too.
Oh, yeah, all the time. It just means there's no immediate danger, no obstacles, no risk of being seen or caught doing something.
And the danger isn't always serious.
Right. Kayla's example, wanting to leave work early and checking if the boss is around. Asking a coworker, is the coast clear? Means, is the boss gone so I can sneak out?
Okay, so it's just an all-clear signal for doing something discreetly.
Exactly. The path is free of unwanted attention or potential problems.
Gotcha. Next, shared problems. We're in the same boat.
A very common and empathetic one. It means you and someone else are facing the exact same difficult situation or problem.
Not literally in a boat, obviously.
No, the boat is a metaphor for the shared circumstances. Kayla's work example was good. Neither she nor a colleague received an important email. The colleague says, "I'm in the same boat as you."
Ah, so it creates a sense of shared struggle.
Exactly. It shows solidarity. You're not alone in this difficulty, which can be quite comforting, actually.
Yeah, okay, slightly related. We are out of the woods. Sounds like escaping danger.
That's precisely it. It means the difficult, dangerous, or risky part of a situation is over, and you've reached safety or resolution.
The woods being the tough period.
Yep. Kayla used the example of a bad storm passing. Once it's over, you can say, okay, I think we're out of the woods now.
Relief that the worst is behind you.
Exactly. You've navigated the tricky part and come out the other side.
Okay. Next, a blessing in disguise. This sounds like finding good in the bad.
It is. It refers to something that seems bad or unfortunate at first, but later turns out to have a surprisingly positive outcome or benefit that wasn't obvious initially.
The disguise is the initial negativity.
Right. Kayla's example was detailed. Being too busy to go to a party, which felt bad, but then getting sick later and realizing you avoided spreading germs. Missing the party became a blessing in disguise.
Ah, okay. The hidden positive outcome.
It encourages looking for the good, even in setbacks.
Nice perspective.
Yeah.
Next, about cost. To break the bank sounds expensive.
Very expensive. It means something costs so much money, perhaps unexpectedly, that it could seriously deplete your funds or even leave you broke.
More than just pricey.
Yeah, it implies a significant financial strain. Kayla mentioned getting carpets cleaned and feeling like it broke the bank. The cost was surprisingly high and impactful.
Ouch. Okay, next is a funny one. The whole 9 yards. What does that even mean?
Haha, it is an odd one. It means everything, the complete extent, the full amount of something, absolutely nothing left out.
But where does 9 yards come from?
That's the million-dollar question. There are tons of theories about cloth, concrete mixers, ammunition belts, but honestly, no one knows for sure. The origin is debated.
Huh. But the meaning is clear.
Oh yeah, totally clear. It means the full package. Kayla's example. A restaurant offering the whole 9 yards, meaning a complete, extensive meal with all the extras.
Everything included. Got it. Okay, making peace. Bury the hatchet.
This one's pretty visual. It means to end a conflict, forgive someone, and make peace after a disagreement or feud.
Like putting away the weapons.
Exactly. Kayla mentioned the historical link to Native American traditions of literally burying weapons to symbolize peace.
So it's about actively ending hostilities.
Right. A conscious decision to reconcile and move on.
Okay, another cost one. Costs a pretty penny. Similar to break the bank.
Similar, but maybe a bit softer. It still means something is quite expensive. The pretty emphasizes that the cost is significant.
Not just a penny, but a pretty one.
Right. Kayla listed things like a nice watch or designer handbag as things that might cost a pretty penny.
Things generally known to be expensive.
Yeah, but she also warned to use it carefully, as it could sound a bit judgmental about someone's spending.
Good point. Be mindful. Okay, next. Cut and dry, or cut and dried. Are they the same?
Pretty much identical in meaning, yeah. Both mean something is straightforward, clear, settled, and not open to interpretation or debate. No gray areas.
Cut and dried is maybe slightly more common?
I think so, yeah. Kayla contrasted MMA fights, which aren't always cut and dried because of judges, with soccer, where the rules and outcomes are usually very clear.
So MMA is subjective, soccer is more cut and dried.
That was her point, yeah. It highlights the lack of ambiguity.
Makes sense. Okay, permanence. Set in stone.
This means something is fixed, official, unchangeable. Like carving something into stone, it's permanent.
So if plans are set in stone, you can't change them.
Right. But you can also use it negatively, as Kayla pointed out. My plans for tomorrow aren't set in stone means they are flexible.
Ah, okay. So context is key. It indicates the level of finality.
Exactly. Either fixed or not fixed.
Yeah, got it. Next, something failing completely. Went up in smoke. Sounds dramatic.
It is. It means a plan, or maybe some work, has been totally ruined or failed, and there's no way to salvage it. It's gone, vanished, like smoke.
Complete and irreversible failure.
Pretty much. Kayla's example. Car trouble prevents you from going to an event you planned. Your plans went up in smoke.
A strong sense of disappointment there.
Definitely. Nothing left of the original plan.
Okay. How about inventing things? Make something up out of thin air.
This means fabricating something completely, with no factual basis at all, just inventing it from nothing.
Usually to deceive someone or win an argument.
Often, yeah. Kayla mentioned someone making up statistics out of thin air in a debate, just inventing numbers with no evidence.
So, implies dishonesty or lack of foundation.
Very much so. Created from nothing.
Okay. Emotional relief next. Get a weight off their chest.
This is about feeling relieved after confessing something that's been bothering you. A secret, a worry, a mistake.
Like a heavy burden being lifted.
That's the exact feeling it describes. The relief after sharing something heavy. Kayla's example. Apologizing to a friend after an argument can feel like getting a weight off your chest.
That cathartic release of unburdening yourself.
Precisely.
Okay. Unexpected appearances came out of the woodwork.
This means people appearing suddenly and unexpectedly, especially if they haven't been seen or heard from in a long time.
Like emerging from hidden places.
Yeah, the woodwork suggests they were hidden or unnoticed before suddenly appearing. Kayla mentioned surprising guests or even an old relative showing up after years of no contact.
A real element of surprise.
Definitely. Appearing without warning.
Okay. A more modern one. Having an ugly cry.
Haha, yes. This is informal, and it means crying really, really hard, so hard that your face gets all blotchy and messy. You're not worried about looking good.
Just raw, unrestrained crying.
Exactly. Kayla said it's maybe more common among women and happens with extreme sadness, or maybe watching a really emotional movie.
Acknowledging the messy reality of intense emotion.
Yep. Letting it all out, looks aside.
Okay. A professional alternative. Speak to that instead of address that.
Yeah, it's very common, maybe slightly less formal than address. It means to provide more details, information, or your opinion on a specific point that's been raised.
Like inviting someone to elaborate.
Right. Kayla's given this example. Someone asks about numbers, and you say, John can probably speak to that. Directing the question to the expert.
Okay. Passing it to the person with the knowledge.
Exactly. Inviting the relevant person to comment.
Got it. Next, overcoming difficulty. Against all odds or despite all odds. Same meaning.
Yes, both mean achieving something despite facing huge challenges, obstacles, or a very low chance of success. Success in the face of adversity.
Kayla gave good examples fixing something impossible, finishing college with difficulties.
Or a sports team pulling off a huge upset win, all done against all odds.
Highlights resilience and overcoming improbability.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a frustrating errand. A wild goose chase.
Oh, this is a great one. It means being sent to look for something that's impossible to find, or trying to do something completely pointless or based on wrong info.
Like chasing a wild goose futile.
Exactly. Kayla's story about her husband's keys was perfect, sending her searching everywhere when they were in his pocket the whole time.
Classic wild goose chase. Lots of effort, zero result, maybe some annoyance.
That's the essence of it.
Okay. Strong lack of understanding, couldn't fathom. Sounds quite formal.
It is a bit more formal, yeah. Fathom itself isn't super common in casual chat. It means being completely unable to understand something, even after thinking hard about it.
Profound incomprehension.
Right. Kayla's example was not being able to fathom why someone would use a bad babysitter. It expresses a deep inability to grasp the reasoning.
Signifies something seems illogical or bewildering.
Exactly.
Okay, a classic saying. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Ah, yes, the fundamental truth. It means that even if something seems free, there's always a hidden cost. Maybe money, maybe your time, opportunity cost, or maybe an obligation to return the favor later.
Nothing is truly free.
That's the idea. Kayla mentioned the economics angle, but also just everyday life, a free favor often comes with unspoken expectations.
Pragmatic realism. Okay, high risk next. To go for broke.
This means risking absolutely everything you have on one single chance or outcome. All or nothing.
Broke, meaning having no money left.
Exactly. You risk ending up broke. Kayla's examples. Investing all your money in a risky startup or betting everything on one game.
Huge gamble, potentially huge loss.
Definitely. Maximum risk for maximum potential reward, but also maximum potential downside.
Okay, narrow escapes. Dodge a bullet.
This means you narrowly avoided a really bad situation, a mistake, or a negative outcome, like physically dodging a bullet, a very close call.
Relief at having escaped something bad.
Totally. Kayla mentioned not taking a job at a company that then failed, dodged a bullet there. Or canceling plans with someone who then got sick, dodged getting sick yourself.
Fortunate avoidance of trouble.
Precisely.
Okay, a polite offer of help. Don't hesitate to reach out.
Very common, very welcoming. It just means feel free to contact me if you need anything, help, information, whatever.
Reach out, meaning make contact.
Yep. Used in emails, spoken conversation. It makes it easy for the other person to ask for help without feeling like they're bothering you.
Removes the barrier to asking. Nice. Okay, back to being close behind. Right on our tail. We had I'm right on your tail earlier.
Right. Same core meaning very close behind. The difference is just perspective.
How so?
I'm right on your tail means I am following you. They're right on our tail means someone else is following us.
Ah, so it depends who is chasing whom. Kayla's example. Another team catching up, they're right on our tail. Pressure's on us.
Exactly. Focus is on the pursuer being close to the pursued group.
Got it. Military term next. MIA, missing in action.
Yeah, originated in the military for soldiers whose whereabouts were unknown in conflict.
But used casually now.
Very casually. Just means you don't know where someone is, they haven't shown up, aren't responding. Kayla mentioned someone being MIA at a party or for a meeting.
Just means their location is unknown, often informally.
Yep. A quick way to say no idea where they are.
Okay. Sarcastic disbelief next. Do you think I was born yesterday?
Ooh, this one's got bite. It's a rhetorical question, meaning, do you think I'm stupid or incredibly naive?
Like I'm not easily fooled.
Exactly. You say it when someone tells you something completely unbelievable or tries to trick you. Kayla's lottery winner example was good, someone making an impossible claim.
So it strongly implies you see through their nonsense.
Definitely. A sharp way to express skepticism.
Okay. Making informal plans. Are we on for tomorrow? And yep, we're on.
Super common, very casual. Are we on for? Just means, is our plan still happening?
On, meaning the plan is active.
Right. And Kayla stressed it's informal, not for like a formal business meeting confirmation. The reply, yep, we're on, is just the equally informal confirmation.
Quick and easy check for casual stuff.
Exactly.
And if the plan isn't on, event is off.
Yep. The short, direct way to say something's canceled. Short for calling it off.
Like tomorrow's meeting is off. Or plans tonight are off. Simple cancellation notice.
Get straight to the point.
Okay. Investigating further. To delve into it.
This means to research or explore something more deeply, more thoroughly. Go beyond the surface level.
Like digging into a topic.
Yeah. Kayla used researching family history as an example, something you'd really delve into.
Implies serious, detailed exploration.
Right.
Okay. Agreeing with an expectation? I would hope so.
A concise response. It means, yes, I agree that should be the case, or I share that hope expectation.
Like if someone says, I hope they studied for the exam, you might reply, I would hope so.
Exactly. Or, hoping a project gets done on time, I would hope so. It implies it's the logical or necessary thing.
Got it. Future changes. From now on.
This marks a turning point. It means starting now, this moment, and continuing into the future, a certain behavior or rule will apply.
A commitment to change going forward.
Right. Kayla's example of making a mistake in an email and deciding that from now on, she'll proofread 3 times. It shows a new ongoing practice.
Lesson learned, new habit formed.
Exactly.
Okay. Feeling overwhelmed. I feel swamped.
Very common, very relatable. It means you have way too much work or too many tasks and you feel totally overwhelmed by it all.
Like you're drowning in work.
That's the image, yeah. Like being in a swamp, difficult to move. Kayla used it to explain being too busy to go out. I feel totally swamped.
Clearly conveys being overloaded.
Yeah.
Expressing annoyance. I am fed up with something.
This means you've reached your limit. You're annoyed, frustrated, and tired of dealing with a person or situation. You've had enough.
Strong dissatisfaction.
Definitely. Kayla gave examples. Fed up with the government, or fed up with a friend who's always late. Patience has run out.
Okay. Losing a skill. To lose your touch.
This means you're not as good at something as you used to be, usually because you haven't practiced. Your skill has faded.
Like Kayla being rusty at sports she used to play.
Right. She'd lost her touch. But she also mentioned the opposite.
Haven't lost your touch.
Yeah. Meaning you're still good despite not doing it for ages. Like her grandmother still knowing how to handle a baby, she hadn't lost her touch.
So skills stick. Okay. Getting to the point. Cut to the chase.
Means get straight to the important part. Skip the fluff, the small talk, the background detail.
Be direct and efficient.
Yes, but Kayla warned it can sound rude or impatient sometimes.
Right. Got to use it carefully. Maybe okay if you're in a hurry or need urgent help. Her work example.
Context matters. It prioritizes speed over pleasantries.
Okay. Good intentions gone wrong. With the best intentions.
This describes doing something because you thought it would be good or helpful, but it actually turned out badly or had unintended negative consequences.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions kind of thing.
Sort of. Kayla's example of a child decorating the house with the best intentions, but making a huge mess captures it perfectly.
Intent was good. Result was Not so good.
Exactly, a common mismatch.
Okay. Disrespecting something serious. To make a mockery of something or to make a joke of something.
Both mean treating something important or serious with ridicule or inappropriate humor, undermining its significance. Kayla noted, make a joke of is probably more common day to day.
Like the student joking in a serious class.
Right. Showing disrespect through inappropriate levity.
Okay. Being prepared and alert. On the ball.
This is a compliment. It means someone is alert, efficient, well-prepared, thinking ahead. They're competent and proactive.
Like they're always ready.
Yeah. Kayla mentioned remembering birthdays, being early, being organized, and the sports origin, literally keeping your eye on the ball, being ready.
Implies focus and readiness.
Definitely.
Exaggerated praise. To die for.
Pure hyperbole. It just means something is incredibly good, delicious, desirable, usually used for amazing food or maybe really attractive items.
Like Kayla's chocolate brownies being to die for.
Or amazing clothes. It's just a very dramatic way of saying extremely good or I really want that. Not literal, obviously.
Haha, good clarification. Okay, being busy and active. On the go.
Means constantly moving, busy, active. Not much sitting still. Kayla also pointed out it's used as an adjective. Eating on the go, learning on the go.
Fits a lot of modern lifestyles.
It does. Constant movement and activity.
Okay. Being used for a trial. Guinea pig.
Yeah, this comes from lab experiments. It means someone is the first person to try something new, like a test subject, so others can see how it works out.
Like Kayla being the guinea pig for new work software.
Exactly. You're testing it out, maybe finding the bugs, providing the initial feedback.
Okay. A faulty product. A lemon.
Usually refers to a car, but could be other products. It means it's defective from the start, constantly has problems, never works right.
Inherently flawed. Kayla mentioned lemon laws for cars.
Right. Consumer protection for buying these faulty products. You definitely don't want to buy a lemon.
No kidding. Okay. Gently correcting someone. A little bit off base or off base.
A polite way to say someone is incorrect or slightly wrong about something. Softer than saying you're wrong.
Like if you assume someone likes something and they don't.
Yeah, you could say, oh, sorry, I was a little bit off base there. Acknowledges the mistake gently.
Tactful correction. Okay. Falling short of expectations.
Yeah.
Not all it's cracked up to be.
Means something isn't as good as people say it is or as good as you expected. The reality doesn't match the hype.
Disappointment. Kayla mentioned a movie that didn't live up to reviews.
Or someone's romantic idea of a big city versus the reality. It's about that gap between expectation and experience.
Got it. Finding your perfect path. A true calling.
This describes the work or path in life that seems perfectly suited to someone's talents, passions, and purpose. Like what they were born to do.
A sense of destiny in their work.
Kind of. Kayla give examples. Someone realizing teaching is their true calling, not business. Or music, not a corporate job. Finding that deep alignment.
Where work feels like purpose. Exactly.
Aggressive intent. Out for blood.
Intense phrase. It means seeking revenge, wanting to harm someone, being extremely aggressive and ruthless towards an opponent.
Beyond just wanting to win.
Way beyond. Kayla's example of a vicious sports player trying to injure others, they might be described as out for blood. Real malicious intent.
Okay, a challenge. Try me.
Short, direct, confident. You say it when someone doubts you, your ability, your knowledge, your nerve. It's a challenge. Go ahead, test me.
Like, don't underestimate me.
Precisely. Kayla used examples of doubting someone's skill or challenging them in a game. It's daring them to put you to the test.
Okay, not worrying about the past. Don't cry over spilled milk, or there's no use crying over spilled milk.
Classic advice. Means don't get upset about small past mistakes or misfortunes that can't be changed. It's done. Move on.
Pointless to worry about irreversible minor things.
Exactly. Kayla mentioned telling her kids this when they spill milk. A perfect everyday example. Focus on cleaning up, not the spill itself. Practical wisdom. Okay. Reaching breaking point. Push to the brink.
Means someone is at their absolute limit due to stress, pressure, annoyance. On the very edge of losing control or breaking down.
Extreme stress.
Right. Kayla's examples. A terrible roommate driving you crazy or being completely exhausted from overwork both can push you to the brink.
One step away from snapping.
That's the feeling.
Okay. Necessary resources or capacity. Wherewithal.
This noun refers to having the necessary means money, resources, energy, or even mental clarity to do something.
Having what it takes.
Pretty much. Kayla's main example was waking up groggy and not having the wherewithal to understand things clearly, lacking the mental capacity.
But it could be financial too. like not having the wherewithal to start a business.
Exactly. It covers various necessary resources, tangible or intangible.
Got it. Being too late and unprepared. A day late and a dollar short.
A colorful way to say you're both too late for an opportunity and you lack what's needed to succeed anyway. Doubly disadvantaged.
Like missing the chance and not being ready for it.
Yep. Kayla's example. Waiting too long to ask someone out, day late, and maybe also lacking confidence, dollar short. Missed the boat and didn't have a paddle anyway.
Okay, clear distinction, black and white.
Idiomatically, it means clear-cut, definite, no ambiguity. Right or wrong, yes or no.
But sometimes used to contrast with complexity.
Right. Kayla compared math tests, often black and white answers, with literature essays, much more subjective, not black and white.
So emphasizes clarity or the lack of it by contrast.
Exactly.
Uncertainty next. A gray area.
The opposite of black and white. It's a situation that's unclear, not clearly defined, maybe straddling rules or boundaries, ambiguous.
Like Kayla's example of unclear job roles at work.
Perfect example. Who's responsible? It's a gray area, leads to uncertainty.
Okay. Finding the positive. A silver lining.
This means finding a hopeful or positive aspect within a generally negative or difficult situation. The bit of good in the bad.
Looking on the bright side.
Essentially, yes. Kayla mentioned being sick but getting to rest, silver lining, or rain helping plants even if it spoils a picnic.
Finding that hidden benefit.
Right.
Gaining favor. Brownie points.
A metaphorical point system. You earn brownie points by doing nice things for someone, hoping to gain their approval or favor.
Like sucking up, but maybe nicer.
Could be seen that way sometimes. Kayla's examples: helping a neighbor or doing extra work for your boss. Actions that earn goodwill.
Okay. A rare chance. A golden opportunity.
This emphasizes a really great, valuable, and probably rare chance. Something you shouldn't miss.
Like striking gold.
That kind of feeling. Kayla mentioned immigrating or getting a dream job interview as potential golden opportunities.
Yeah.
Big, potentially life-changing chances.
Seize the day. Okay. Extreme darkness. Pitch black.
Means absolutely no light at all. Total darkness, like being coated in pitch.
Kayla's example.
Yeah.
Nighttime with no moon or streetlights. Can't see a thing.
Exactly. Impenetrable darkness.
Okay. Bruising. Black and blue.
Describes being covered in bruises, usually from an injury, fall, or fight. Refers to the colors bruises turn.
Kayla mentioned accidents, fights. Even a bad sprain could leave you black and blue.
Signifies significant bruising from physical impact.
Okay. Memory loss from drinking. Blackout drunk or blackout?
Means drinking so much alcohol you have amnesia afterwards, no memory of what happened during that time.
A dangerous level of intoxication causing memory loss.
Yes, definitely.
The odd one out. The black sheep of the family group.
Refers to the person who is very different from the others, often in a way the group views negatively. Doesn't fit the mold.
Like the less successful sibling in a high-achieving family.
That's a common example, seen as different, maybe disapproved of.
Okay. Permission to go. Green light.
Just like traffic lights, it means getting permission or approval to proceed with something. Go ahead.
Simple and clear. Okay. Warning sign. Red flag.
Means a sign that something is wrong, potentially dangerous or problematic. A reason to be cautious.
Kayla mentioned red flags in relationships like controlling behavior early on.
Exactly. Or in housing, a landlord mentioning past bug problems is a definite red flag. Signals potential trouble ahead.
Pay attention to those.
Okay.
Bureaucracy. Red tape.
Refers to excessive, complicated rules, paperwork, and procedures that make things slow and difficult. Official obstacles.
Like trying to get permits for building work.
Or dealing with complex government forms. All that frustrating red tape that hinders progress.
Got it. Caught doing wrong. Caught red-handed.
Means caught in the very act of doing something wrong or forbidden. Undeniable proof.
Like Kayla's cookie thief example, caught with crumbs on their face.
Perfect illustration. No denying it when you're caught red-handed.
Okay. Comparing situations. The grass isn't always greener on the other side versus the grass is greener on the other side.
Two sides of a coin. Isn't always greener is a warning. Your current situation might be better than you think, and changing might not improve things.
Don't assume elsewhere is better.
Right. While the grass is greener, expresses the feeling that other situations look much more appealing than your own. Yearning for something different.
Contrasting views on change and contentment.
Exactly.
Accelerating fast. Gun it!
Informal. Means press the accelerator hard, make the vehicle go much faster, very quickly.
Floor it.
Basically, yeah.
Subtle criticism. Throwing shade.
More modern slang, now pretty mainstream. It means criticizing someone indirectly, passive-aggressively, often with scorn or cattiness.
Like making snide remarks behind someone's back.
That's often how it happens, yeah. Subtle digs, not direct confrontation.
Okay. Easy opportunity. Fell into my lap.
Means something good happened or was given to you without any effort on your part. Pure luck or circumstance.
Like Kayla getting free concert tickets unexpectedly.
Perfect example. Just landed in her lap, no work required.
Nice when that happens. Okay. Spending all day doing something. Sleep the day away or activity the day away.
Means spending the whole day or a very long time doing just that one thing. Sleeping, reading, cleaning, whatever dominates the entire day.
Conveys a day consumed by one activity.
Exactly.
Mild frustration. For crying out loud.
An exclamation of annoyance, surprise, or exasperation, a way to vent without swearing, usually.
Like Kayla reacting to a slow driver or high prices.
Common triggers for for crying out loud. It expresses that mild level of being put out.
Okay. Avoiding excess. Overdo it. Don't overdo it.
Means doing too much of something, going beyond a reasonable limit, don't overdo it, is advice to be moderate.
Like with candy, TV, exercise, finding balance.
Right, avoid extremes.
Not getting the humor. Miss the joke.
Simply means you didn't understand why something was funny, the humor went over your head.
Like everyone else is laughing and you're just confused.
That's the feeling, you didn't get it.
High expectations. Big shoes to fill.
Means the person who had the role before you was very good, so now there are high expectations for you to perform just as well. Pressure.
Like replacing a star employee or a winning coach.
Exactly. You have a tough act to follow. Big shoes to fill.
Okay, indecisiveness. Wishy-washy. Can't make up their mind.
Both describe someone who struggles to make decisions. Wishy-washy can sound a bit more negative, like they lack conviction.
Kayla mentioned politicians changing positions.
A common example of seeming wishy-washy or unable to stick to a decision.
Staying committed. Stick to something.
Means remaining dedicated to a goal, plan, or decision. Not giving up or changing your mind easily. Perseverance.
Like sticking to a diet or sticking to your decision.
Right. Following through.
Disappointment. A letdown.
Describes something that failed to meet expectations, resulting in disappointment.
Like Kayla's example of a movie that wasn't as good as hoped.
Exactly. It was a letdown.
Enthusiasm or disapproval. All about that. Not about that.
Very informal. All about that. Very enthusiastic. Totally agree. Not about that. Disapprove. Not interested.
Quick ways to show strong feelings. Like Kayla being all about pizza, but not about camping.
Perfect examples. Shows clear preference.
Summarizing. To make a long story short, all that to say.
All used to signal you're giving the brief version or the main point after a longer explanation. Gets to the conclusion quickly.
Like Kayla summarizing the texting and driving story.
Right. Cuts out the details, gives the essential message.
Bringing something out impressively. To bust out something.
Means to suddenly reveal or use something, often something surprising or that hasn't been seen in a while. Or to do something extravagant.
Like Kayla's dad busting out the guitar. Or parents busting out old photos.
Or someone busting a move, unexpected cool dancing. It implies revealing something notable.
Okay. Premature planning. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Advice not to assume things about the future or plan too far ahead before things are certain. Be realistic.
Like assuming a new relationship is the one immediately.
Or planning your whole career 5 years down the line based on a job offer you haven't even accepted yet. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Wait until things are more certain. Wise choices lead to good results. If you play your cards right.
Means if you act wisely, strategically, and make good decisions, a positive outcome is likely. Success depends on your actions.
Like getting a vacation, if you save money, play your cards right.
Or getting someone to treat you to dinner if you're helpful, play your cards right. Smart moves lead to rewards.
Okay. Affecting everyone equally. Across the board.
Means applying uniformly to everyone or everything in a group. No exceptions.
Like everyone liking cheeseburgers across the board.
Or an across-the-board pay raise for all employees. Same treatment for all.
The main point or profit. The bottom line.
Two main uses. In discussion. The most crucial fundamental point. In business, the final profit or loss number.
So the essential takeaway or the ultimate financial result.
Right. Kayla used the messy roommate, bottom line, be considerate, and the project's financial impact, the actual bottom line.
Okay. Urgency. Time is of the essence.
Formal phrase meaning speed is critical. Delay could be disastrous or mean missing out. Urgency is paramount.
Like needing a fast response to an email Or firefighters responding to a call.
Exactly. Acting quickly is essential.
Reaching your limit. Enough is enough.
Said when you're completely fed up and want a bad situation or behavior to stop immediately, you can't tolerate it anymore.
Like with kids fighting or endless bad weather.
Right. Signals you've reached your breaking point and demand it stops.
Quick questions. Rapid fire.
Describes asking questions very quickly, one after another, with a little pause. Like bullets from a machine gun.
Like saying, okay, rapid fire questions.
Exactly. Signals a fast-paced Q&A is coming.
Escaping punishment. Got off scot-free.
Means getting away with something wrong without facing any consequences or punishment, completely free from penalty.
Kayla mentioned the O.J. Simpson verdict as a controversial example.
A well-known case where many felt someone got off scot-free. Signifies escaping deserved repercussions.
Becoming happy or energetic. Like perking up there.
Perk up verb. Become more lively, cheerful. Perky adjective. Cheerful, energetic. Perking up. The process of becoming more lively.
Like telling someone sad to perk up.
Or seeing a sleepy pet suddenly perk up when you get the leash. Or someone recovering from illness starting to perk up. Renewed energy.
Introducing a puzzle. Riddle me this.
A playful, slightly old-fashioned way to introduce a riddle or a tricky question challenges the listener to solve it.
Like Kayla asking, what's black and white and red all over?
Classic riddle intro. Sets up a puzzle.
Intense questioning. Why are you giving me the third degree?
Asked when you feel someone is interrogating you aggressively, asking too many intense questions. Like a police interrogation.
Kayla linked third degree to severe burns for intensity.
Right. It implies the questioning is excessive and harsh, like being grilled under pressure.
Okay. Difficult time. Hit a rough patch.
Means experiencing a period of difficulty or trouble in life, a relationship, work, etc. A temporary downturn.
A challenging phase.
Yep.
That's the end. That's all she wrote.
Casual, slightly dramatic way to say, that's it, it's finished, the end. Often when something stops abruptly or runs out.
Like running out of bedtime stories.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote.
Exactly. Signals finality.
Ignoring something. Blow off something.
Means to intentionally ignore a responsibility or a person. Treat it as unimportant.
Like blowing off homework or blowing off a friend's calls.
Deliberate disregard.
Changing opinion. Change your tune.
Means to significantly alter your opinion or attitude about something, often quite suddenly.
Like Kayla's wedding hater suddenly getting excited to go.
Big shift in attitude. A clear change of tune.
Omitting details. Spare you the details. Spare you the gruesome details.
Spare you the details. I'll keep it brief, skip the boring parts, spare you the gruesome details. I'll skip the unpleasant graphic parts like injury descriptions.
Both show consideration for the listener.
Right, avoiding tediousness or unpleasantness.
Inconsistent quality. Hit or miss.
Means sometimes it's good, hit, sometimes it's bad, miss. Unpredictable quality.
Like restaurants or maybe fruit quality being hit or miss.
Exactly, you don't know what you'll get. Inconsistent.
Playful permission. It's not a crime.
Lighthearted way to say something isn't wrong or a big deal. Giving reassurance or permission.
Like wanting 2 desserts. Go on, it's not a crime.
Exactly. Saying, it's okay, don't worry about it.
Understanding implied meaning. Read between the lines.
Means figuring out the hidden message or underlying meaning that isn't stated directly, inferring the subtext.
Like guessing a friend's window shopping really means they're broke.
Right. Understanding what's not being said.
Things that go together go hand in hand.
Means two things are closely connected, naturally occur together, or complement each other well.
Like practice and improvement go hand in hand.
A natural pairing or correlation.
Overloaded with a noun. Nouned out.
Similar to verbed out. Means you've had way too much of something, often food, and don't want any more. You're saturated.
Like being candied out after Halloween.
Perfect example. Completely overloaded with candy.
Stating perception. I find them this adjective.
Direct way to state your personal opinion or perception. I find this funny. I find that difficult.
Like Kayla finding someone funny or having an opinion on Taylor Swift's music.
Yeah.
Just stating your view.
Exactly. Clearly expressing personal judgment.
Eager anticipation or sarcasm. Can't wait for the day.
Usually means genuine excitement for a future event, graduation, vacation, but can be sarcastic, like wishing something bad on someone judging you. Can't wait for the day you mess up.
Context is everything for the sarcastic use.
Absolutely. Tone would give it away.
Hidden references. Easter egg.
Hidden jokes, messages, or references intentionally placed in movies, games, etc. for fans to find. Often nods to other works.
like Pixar hiding characters from other movies in their films.
Exactly. Fun little discoveries for observant viewers.
Emphasizing seriousness, slang. Phrase for real, for real.
Informal repetition for emphasis means I'm really serious, or is this actually happening? Intensifies the for real.
Underscores the point strongly, informally.
Yep.
Unsustainable situation. Something's got to give.
Means the current situation can't continue. It's too stressful, too unbalanced. A change or compromise is needed.
Like being overwhelmed with work and family. Something's got to give.
Right. It signals that a breaking point is near unless something changes.
Reassurance. There's no need to worry. There's no need to rush.
Comforting phrases. No need to worry calms anxiety. No need to rush removes time pressure. The pattern, there's no need to verb, is generally useful for reassurance.
Gentle ways to ease pressure.
Exactly.
Accepting the unchangeable. It is what it is.
A phrase of acceptance for a situation you can't alter. Acknowledges reality and encourages moving on.
Like rain on picnic day. Oh, hell, it is what it is. Let's do something else. Might connect to finding a silver lining.
Good connection. Acceptance first, then maybe finding the positive.
Stressed and tired.
Frazzled.
Describes feeling overwhelmed, stressed, mentally exhausted, maybe a bit disorganized. Kayla linked it to frizzy hair, that kind of worn out, messy state, like after a chaotic day with kids or non-stop meetings.
Exactly. Mentally drained and stressed out.
Revealing secrets, feelings. Spill one's guts.
Means to confess everything. Reveal your deepest feelings or secrets, often very openly.
Like in therapy, or just having a very honest, vulnerable conversation.
Right. A complete outpouring of what's inside.
Uninvited arrival. Show up uninvited.
Simply means arriving somewhere, party, meeting, home, without an invitation.
Unexpected and potentially unwelcome.
Often, yes.
Mental confusion. Brain fog.
Feeling mentally unclear, unable to focus, confused, forgetful, like your brain isn't working sharply.
Kayla mentioned getting it from lack of sleep.
Very common cause, that feeling of mental haze.
Tense and nervous. On edge.
Feeling anxious, tense, easily agitated, nervous anticipation or stress.
Like before a big presentation, or just general stress making you irritable.
Yep. Heightened anxiety, lack of calm.
Talking aimlessly. To ramble on.
Means talking for a long time without clear focus, going off topic, maybe not making much sense, often associated with nervousness.
Lengthy, disorganized speech.
That's it.
Describing character type. They aren't the type.
Means someone's personality or typical behavior doesn't fit a certain action or category. He's too shy, he isn't the type to go to big parties.
Or being surprised by uncharacteristic behavior. That's not like her. She isn't the type.
Exactly. Describes their usual nature.
Strong refusal. Wouldn't be caught dead doing something.
Very emphatic. Means you would absolutely never do something, usually out of extreme dislike, embarrassment, or principle.
Like wouldn't be caught dead driving a certain car or wearing a certain outfit.
Or Kayla's health nut example. Wouldn't be caught dead eating cake. Strong aversion.
Okay. Normal operations despite disruption. Business as usual.
Means things are continuing normally, the standard way, even if there's something unusual happening, holiday, storm, crisis, operations proceed unaffected.
Continuity despite external factors.
Right.
Shifting blame. Turn it around on you.
Means someone avoids responsibility for their mistake by blaming you instead, redirecting the fault onto someone else.
Like a coworker blaming you for their error.
Or someone in an argument twisting things to make it your fault, deflecting blame.
Situation becoming complex. The plot has thickened.
Means things have gotten more complicated, interesting, or mysterious, usually due to new information or drama. More layers involved now.
Escalating intrigue.
Yes.
Solving a puzzle. Putting the pieces together. Putting the puzzle pieces together.
Means figuring something out, a problem, a mystery, by gathering clues or information and seeing how they fit together. Like assembling a jigsaw.
Like investigators putting the pieces together at an accident scene.
Or you putting the puzzle pieces together about someone's life based on hints. Synthesizing info.
Adapting to difficulty. Roll with the punches.
Means being flexible and resilient, able to adapt to setbacks or unexpected problems without getting derailed, taking things as they come.
Like Kayla dealing with tech issues at work, just gotta roll with the punches.
Good example. Adaptability in the face of challenges.
Rude demand for action. Shut up or put up.
Very blunt, often rude. Tell someone to stop complaining unless they're willing to do something to fix the problem. Act, don't just talk.
Confrontational.
Okay.
Confused about a situation. What am I missing here?
Asked when you don't understand why things are happening a certain way or why others see it differently implies you lack some key information or perspective.
Like feeling sad when others are happy. What am I missing here? Seeking clarification.
Right. Trying to understand the
A
discrepancy.
moment of realization. Got a wake-up call.
Means an event forced you to realize something important, change your priorities, or face a truth you'd ignored. A catalyst for change.
Like getting laid off or having a health scare being a wake-up call.
Exactly. Shakes you into a new awareness or action.
Keep secret. Keep it to yourself.
Direct instruction. Don't tell anyone else. Maintain confidentiality.
Like sharing news, but asking friends to keep it to themselves for now.
A request for discretion.
Discussing details. Talk specifics.
Means move beyond general ideas and discuss the concrete details of a plan or issue. Get down to the nitty-gritty.
Like planning a meeting agenda or dinner menu, need to talk specifics.
Right. Focus on the details.
Polite reprimand. Watch your tone.
Telling someone, usually gently, that their way of speaking is rude or disrespectful and they need to adjust it.
Like a parent telling a child. A reminder for respectful communication.
Exactly.
Intense infatuation. Fall head over heels in love.
Means falling deeply, intensely, and often suddenly in love with someone. Completely smitten. Usually early in a relationship.
Overwhelming romantic feeling.
Yep.
Smooth reaction continuity. Not miss a beat.
Means reacting smoothly to something surprising without faltering, or things continuing seamlessly despite an interruption or change.
Like the workplace carrying on perfectly after someone leaves, they didn't miss a beat.
Great example. Shows seamless adaptation or uninterrupted flow.
Wow. Okay, that was a lot of phrases. An incredible collection from English with Kayla. We really covered some ground there.
We certainly did, and hopefully for you listening, this deep dive has given you a much richer understanding of how these idioms and phrases work in real conversation.
Absolutely. Using these can really make your English sound, well, more like a native speaker, more natural, and definitely more expressive.
So the challenge now is to start listening for them, and maybe, try dropping one or two into your own conversations. See how it feels.
Yeah, practice is key. Don't be afraid to try them out.
And seriously, a huge thank you to everyone who stuck with us through all 178 plus phrases. That shows real dedication.
It really does. Thanks so much for joining us for this marathon session on the deep dive. And one last reminder, if you want more great content like this, please do subscribe.
Definitely do. Until next time.
Bye, everyone.